I'm Nancy Smith, 28 years old, and right now I'm sitting in my cozy apartment with a hot cup of tea, finally feeling like I own my life after years of bullshit. I'm a graphic designer who works from home, loves true crime podcasts, and has zero tolerance for fake family drama anymore. But let me cut to the chase because this story's been burning a hole in me for months. Picture this: my parents, who I've always known favored my brother like he was the second coming, straight up stole $80,000 from my trust fund, the money my grandparents left specifically for me, to fund his lavish dream wedding. I didn't find out until 6 months after they dipped into it, and when I did, oh man, I was ready to explode. But instead of screaming, I played it smart, gathered every scrap of evidence, and waited for the perfect moment to strike back. You won't believe how I turned their betrayal into the ultimate payback, right in front of everyone they cared about. It all started way back in my childhood, but trust me, the favoritism was there from day one, and it only got uglier. Growing up in a small town in Ohio, I was the middle kid sandwiched between my older brother, Chad, and my little sister Lily, who's now 16. Chad was always the star, tall, athletic, charming in that slimy way that fools everyone. Me? I was the quiet one, good with art and books, but apparently that wasn't enough to earn my parents' love. From as early as I can remember, they'd shower him with praise while treating me like an afterthought. Like when I was 5, I drew this picture of our family for Mother's Day, spent hours on it with crayons and glitter. Mom glanced at it, said "That's nice, honey," and tossed it aside. But when Chad scribbled some stick figures, she framed it and hung it in the living room. "Look at our little artist's masterpiece," she'd gush. Who the hell does that to their own kid? It made me feel invisible, like I was just taking up space. As we got older, the favoritism ramped up. Chad got new bikes, video games, even a puppy just for him. Me and Lily shared hand-me-downs and were told to be grateful. Dad would take Chad to baseball games, bonding over hot dogs and high-fives, while I'd beg to go and get shut down with "It's boys' night, Nancy. Don't be selfish." Selfish? I was 8. And Mom was no better. She'd bake Chad's favorite cookies every week but forget my birthday half the time. One year I turned 10, and they forgot to get me a cake because Chad had a soccer tournament. I cried myself to sleep that night, hugging my pillow, wondering what I'd done wrong. Why wasn't I good enough? It wasn't just material stuff, it was the constant digs. "Why can't you be more like your brother?" they'd say. "He's so outgoing, so successful." Successful? He was a kid. But they built him up like a god, and it poisoned everything. By elementary school, I started noticing how they'd pit us against each other. Chad would tease me relentlessly, calling me Nerdy Nancy or hiding my homework, and when I'd complain, parents would laugh it off. "Boys will be boys," Mom would say. "Toughen up." Meanwhile, if I so much as rolled my eyes at him, I'd get grounded. Lily got it bad too. She was the baby, but they treated her like a burden, especially after she started showing signs of anxiety. They'd yell at her for crying, tell her to stop being dramatic like your sister. It broke my heart seeing her shrink into herself. I tried to protect her, but I was just a kid too. We'd huddle in my room, whispering about how unfair it was, promising we'd escape one day. But the real kicker? My grandparents saw through it all. Grandma and Grandpa on Dad's side adored me and Lily, always slipping us extra treats and telling us we were special. When they passed away when I was 12, they left trust funds for each grandkid. Mine was for college or a house down payment, explicitly in my name. Chad's was smaller because he'd already gotten so much from our parents. But oh, they hated that. "How dare they favor you?" Mom snarled once. It was the first crack in their perfect facade. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, puberty hit, and the cruelty went nuclear. Puberty was hell for me, Reddit. I shot up tall and awkward, got acne that made me want to hide under a rock, and my parents? They made it their mission to tear me down even more. Chad, of course, sailed through like a damn model, clear skin, star quarterback, girls fawning over him. Me? I was the punchline. Mom would drag me to the mall for clothes shopping but only buy stuff for Chad. "Nancy, those jeans make you look frumpy. Maybe if you lost some weight," she'd say loudly in the store. I was 13, for God's sake. Who says that to their daughter? I'd come home crying, and Dad would chime in with "Your mother's just trying to help. Don't be so sensitive." Sensitive? I was being bullied in my own home. High school was when the favoritism turned financial in a big way. Chad got a brand new car for his 16th birthday, a shiny red Mustang that he totaled within a year, but no biggie, parents bought him another. Me? On my 16th, I got a used bike with rusty chains. You can pedal to school, it's good exercise, Dad said. Exercise? I lived 5 miles away. I ended up taking the bus, humiliated as Chad zoomed past with his friends, honking and laughing. And college? Oh, don't get me started. Chad wanted to go to this fancy private university for business, even though his grades were mediocre. Parents paid every dime, tuition, dorm, even his frat dues. Me? I had straight A's, dreamed of art school, but they told me, we can't afford it, Nancy. Use your trust fund if you must. Wait, what? That fund was my safety net, but they acted like it was a burden. I dipped into it sparingly for community college, working 2 jobs to cover the rest. Chad partied his way through, flunked classes, but they bailed him out every time. He's our boy, Mom would say. He'll figure it out. Lily suffered too. By then, she was in middle school, struggling with bullying because of her hand-me-down clothes and shy personality. I'd use my babysitting money to buy her nice things, but parents would find out and accuse me of spoiling her. One time, Mom found a new backpack I'd gotten Lily and threw it in the trash. She doesn't need that crap. Learn to make do, she yelled. Lily sobbed, and I held her, whispering we'd get out someday. But the emotional abuse? It was relentless. Family dinners were Chad fests, praising his latest touchdown while ignoring my art awards. If I spoke up, I'd get "Don't be jealous, Nancy. It's ugly." Jealous? I was hurt. And Chad ate it up, smirking at me across the table, knowing he could do no wrong. He'd even steal my stuff, my sketchbooks, my jewelry, and when caught, parents would say, he was just borrowing. Share with your brother. The breaking point in my teens came during prom season. I saved up for months to buy a dress, nothing fancy, but it made me feel pretty. Chad accidentally spilled soda all over it the night before. I know it was on purpose, he laughed about it later. Parents? Oh well, wear something else. Don't make a scene. I went in an old sundress, felt like trash, and cried in the bathroom while Chad was crowned prom king. That night, I swore I'd never let them see me weak again. I started distancing myself, focusing on school, but they noticed and amped up the guilt trips. You're so ungrateful, Dad would say. After all we've done for you. Done for me? Like what? Ignore me. It messed with my head. I'd doubt myself, wonder if I was the problem. Therapy later helped me see it was narcissism, pure and simple. Mom and Dad were classic enablers, living through Chad, and me and Lily were collateral damage. But adulthood? That's when their betrayal went from emotional to straight-up criminal, and it shattered what little trust one had left. Adulthood hit me like a freight train, Reddit. I graduated community college at 20, moved out to a crappy apartment in the city, and hustled as a freelance designer. No help from parents, they were too busy funding Chad's gap year travels after he dropped out of college. Europe, Asia, you name it, all on their dime. Me? I ate ramen for months, built my portfolio from scratch, and slowly climbed up. By 22, I had a steady gig, but the family ties? Still toxic as hell. They'd call to complain about how distant I was, guilt me into visiting for holidays. And every time, it was the Chad show. Your brother's starting a business. Mom would beam. Business? He was selling pyramid scheme supplements online, scamming friends. But to them, genius. Lily was my anchor. She was 10 then, still at home, and I'd sneak her out for ice cream, listen to her vent about the yelling. Parents treated her like a maid, cooking, cleaning, while Chad lounged. One Christmas, I saved up to buy her a laptop for school. Parents confiscated it. She doesn't need distractions, Dad said. Distractions? It was for homework. I argued, but they hung up on me. That fueled my rage. I started documenting everything, little notes on my phone about their favoritism, just to remind myself I wasn't crazy. Chad got engaged at 24 to this girl, Brittany, who was as shallow as him. Parents threw them an engagement party that cost thousands, caterers, band, the works. Me? When I dated a nice guy in my early 20s, they met him once and called him beneath you. Hypocrites. The financial shady stuff started showing then. I checked my trust fund statements, something felt off. Balances were dipping weirdly, small amounts at first. I confronted them. "Oh, just fees," Mom lied. "Fees? Bullshit." But I let it go, too busy building my life. By 25, I was thriving, promoted at work, bought a tiny condo with trust fund help as down payment. Parents? Furious. "Why waste money on that? Help your brother." Help him? He was living rent-free at home, blowing cash on parties. Lily confided they were yelling more, taking it out on her. She'd text me at night, scared. I wanted to get her out, but legally? Tough. I was her sister, not guardian. Then came the wedding planning. Chad and Brittany wanted extravagance, destination vibes, but in town. Parents obsessed over it, calling me to contribute. Contribute? I laughed. "I'm not paying for his party." They exploded. "Family helps family. You're selfish." Selfish again? I hung up. But secretly, I worried about my trust. I hired a financial advisor quietly, started auditing. That's when I found discrepancies, transfers to their accounts. Not huge yet, but suspicious. They'd mock me in calls I recorded. Yeah, I started recording after a bad one. "Nancy thinks she's so independent," Mom sneered. "Without us, she'd be nothing." Dad laughed. "Let her rot in her little apartment." Rot? I was succeeding. It hurt, but fueled me. Chad's entitlement peaked. He demanded I be in the wedding party, pay for my dress. I refused. "Fine, don't come," he said. But parents begged, guilt. I went for Lily, she was flower girl, excited despite everything. At the rehearsal, they ignored me, fawned over Chad. Brittany even said, "Nancy, maybe tone down the attitude. This is our day." Attitude? I was silent. It boiled inside me. And then the big reveal hit, and it wasn't just money, it was my entire future they stole. By 26, I was done pretending, Reddit. Visits home were rare, mostly for Lily. She'd beg me to stay, eyes pleading. "They hate me when you're gone," she'd whisper. Hate? Parents screamed at her for grades, looks, everything. Chad joined in, calling her the runt. I reported it anonymously to child services once, but they charmed their way out. "Just family stress," they said. Bullshit. I saved every text, every voicemail. Evidence was piling up. Chad's business flopped, shocker. He owed thousands in debt. Parents bailed him, but how? Their jobs were mediocre, dad a salesman, mom a secretary. I suspected my trust, but no proof yet. Wedding costs skyrocketed, venue, flowers, custom suits. Brittany wanted a horse-drawn carriage, for crying out loud. Parents bragged about it on Facebook, tagging me like a taunt. Friends messaged, "Your family's so generous." Generous with my money, maybe. I turned 27, threw myself a small party with Rayol friends. Parents sent a card, "Happy birthday. Hope you're well." No call, no gift. Chad's bachelor party? They flew to Vegas, posted pics. I seethed. Then, 6 months before the wedding, my advisor called. "Nancy, major withdrawals from your trust, $80,000 total, transferred to your parents' account." What? I was livid. Bank statements showed it, forged signatures, fake approvals. They used my info from childhood docs. Criminal. I confronted them over phone. "How could you?" I yelled. Mom laughed. "It was sitting there. Chad needs it more. You'll be fine." Fine? That was my grandparents' legacy. Dad added, "Don't be dramatic. Family shares." Shares? Theft. They mocked me in recordings I'd snuck, hidden app on calls. "Nancy's always whining," Chad said. "Let her sue us, she'll lose." Lose? Oh honey. I hired a lawyer quietly, built a case. Fraud, embezzlement. But I waited, wanted maximum impact. Lily told me horrors, parents locking her in room for bad behavior, feeding her scraps while Chad ate steak. Abuse. I documented photos she sent, bruises from accidents. Child services ignored before, but with evidence? Game changer. Wedding invites came, fancy as hell. I RSVP'd yes, smiling inwardly. They thought I'd sulk. No. I planned. Rehearsed my speech, not the toast they expected. Gathered bank docs, audio files, abuse proof. Lawyer prepped lawsuits for money and custody. You'll win, he said. I felt powerful for once. But the final straw? It wasn't just the money, it was what they did to Lily that pushed me over the edge. The absolute breaking point came 2 weeks before the wedding. Reddit. I drove home unannounced to check on Lily. She'd been radio silent, which scared me. Pulled up to the house, heart pounding. Knocked, no answer. Used my old key, walked in. Chaos, wedding stuff everywhere, but no one home except Lily, curled on the couch, sobbing. Nancy, she gasped, hugging me tight. Her face? Swollen eye, split lip. What happened? I demanded. She broke down. Parents flipped over a spilled drink. Dad slapped her. Mom watched. Chad laughed, said, "Learn your place." Place? She was 15. I was shaking with rage. "Pack your bags. You're coming with me." But she hesitated, scared of them. They returned then, saw us. "What are you doing here?" Mom snarled. Dad grabbed Lily's arm. "She's staying." I stepped up. "Touch her again, I call cops." Chad smirked from the door. Big sis playing hero. Pathetic. Pathetic? I recorded it all secretly, phone in pocket. They mocked me. Nancy thinks she's mom now. Go back to your sad life. Sad? I had a career, friends, more than them. That night, I took Lily to a hotel, called my lawyer. Emergency custody filing. But they fought dirty, called police, accused me of kidnapping. Cops showed, but I had texts from Lily begging for help. They let us go, but warned. Parents blew up my phone, "You'll regret this. Weddings off limits." Off limits? Oh, I'd be there. The humiliation? They spread lies, told family I was unstable, jealous of Chad's happiness. Aunts, uncles messaged, shaming me. "Let it go, Nancy. Family forgives." Forgives? They'd stolen my future, abused my sister. I broke down alone that night, ugly crying. Years of pain crashed down, being invisible, mocked, robbed. Soul-crushing. Why me? What did I do to deserve this? But rage built. No more. I finalized the plan. At the reception, during toasts, I'd expose them. Projector ready with slides, bank statements, audio clips, abuse photos. Lawyer on standby for arrests if needed. I'd take back every penny, plus custody. And trust me, when I flipped the script, they never saw it coming. Here's where it twists. Reddit. I wasn't the weak victim they thought. For years, I'd been building my hidden strength, stashing evidence like a pro. After that hotel night, I got Lily safe with a friend, filed for temporary custody. Judge saw the bruises, granted it pending hearing. Parents furious, but powerless for now. I played nice, texted sorry for drama, I'll behave at wedding. They bought it, desperate for perfect day. Suckers. My plan? Genius, if I say so. Lawyer dug deep. Parents had embezzled not just my trust, but forged grandpa's will slightly, small stuff but fraud. Audio? Goldmine, admitting theft, mocking me, abusing Lily. I edited a presentation, slides with proof, narrated by their voices. Nancy's money? Ours now, Mom's clip said. Chad's laugh echoed. Abuse pics blurred for kids, but clear enough. I'd hacked the venue's AV system. Friend in tech helped preload USB. 6 months after the theft started, wedding day arrived. I dressed sharp, hid my fury. Ceremony? Beautiful, fake as hell. Chad smug, Brittany clueless. Parents beamed, thinking they'd won. Reception, open bar, 200 guests, family, friends, business folks. Toasts time. Chad's best man droned. Then, MC called me. Sister of the groom, Nancy. Gasps, I wasn't scheduled, but I bribed the DJ $100. Stood up, mic in hand. Hi everyone. I'm Nancy, Chad's forgotten sister. Nervous laughs. Today, We celebrate love and family secrets. Clicked remote. Screen lit, the real cost of this wedding. Bank statements flashed, $80,000 transfers, my name circled. Murmurs. Then audio, parents admitting theft. Chad needs it more. Guests froze. Chad paled. Brittany gasped. More slides, abuse texts, Lily's bruises. Mom's voice, hit her harder next time. Screams. Dad yelled, turn it off. But I locked the system. Chaos erupted. Guests whispered, horrified. Aunts cried. Chad lunged at me, I dodged. You bitch, he screamed. Security grabbed him. I continued, this is fraud. Lawsuits filed. And Lily? Safe with me now. Cops arrived, lawyer tipped them. Arrests for embezzlement, child abuse. Brittany fled, ring tossed. But the best part? I didn't stop there, the downfall was just beginning. Oh, the downfall was sweet, Reddit, pure, rage-fueled justice. As cops cuffed parents, Mom wailed, Nancy, how could you? How could I? After everything. Dad begged, it was a loan. Loan? No signatures, liars. Chad tackled the projector, smashed it, but too late. Guests filmed everything, videos went viral by morning. Hashtag wedding from hell trended. Brittany annulled instantly, left him broke. His friends ghosted, turns out they were there for the free booze. I sued for the $80,000 plus interest, won easily with evidence. Court froze their assets, sold the house to pay me. Chad? Bankrupt, lost job offers. Pyramid scheme exposed in the mess, fines piled up. He crashed on a cousin's couch, begging for money. I blocked him. Parents? Charged with fraud, child endangerment. Mom got probation, Dad 6 months jail. They aged overnight, faces twisted in defeat. Family shunned them, aunts apologized to me, said they never knew. Knew? They enabled. Lily testified, tears streaming, judge awarded me full custody. We moved her into my condo, safe at last. The reception? Ruined, cake uneaten, gifts returned. Guests left shocked, whispering poor Nancy. No, not poor, victorious. I stood there as they were hauled away, feeling the weight lift. Years of pain, avenged in one night. Chad's last words? You'll pay for this. Pay? I already did, for too long. And now? I'm free, building a life they can't touch. Life after that? Total freedom, Reddit. Lily and I thrived, she's in therapy, acing school, finally smiling without fear. I promoted her art, got her into classes. No more shadows. We cut them out forever, no calls, no visits. Parents tried letters from jail, forgive us, family sticks together. Sticks? They broke us. I burned them. Chad? Homeless rumors, but I don't care. Blocked everywhere. I'm 28 now, business booming, started my own design firm, hired a team. Friends became family, the kind who celebrate you. Dates? Found a guy who gets it, no drama. We travel, laugh, build dreams. The $80,000? Invested smart, grew to more. Grandparents' legacy honored. The moral? Real family isn't blood, it's the people who love and support you, no strings. Blood can betray, but chosen ones lift you. If you're in toxic crap, gather proof, strike back, walk away. You deserve better. Thanks for reading my rant, feels good to spill. Who's got similar stories? DM me. Peace out.